Welcome to the House Therapy, the podcast that helps you to create a home that you love to live in. I'm Nina Dwaron, owner and lead designer at ISO Design and Interiors. And each week, we're going to explore practical ways to help bring more beauty, function, and flow into your space. From design and staging to organizing, downsizing, and everything in between. If you want a home that truly supports your life and your family, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Today, I thought I would do something a little bit different. Today, we're going to do a reaction video. Now, up to this point, I've only had audio podcast episodes, but this will be the first video episode. The reason why this is the first is because I'm not always comfortable doing videos, but I'm putting myself out there and hopefully it'll work out and you'll enjoy it. Now, it's hard to do an audio segment of this one because it is a reaction video. And the objective is not to poke fun at these listings. And I'm not going to be naming any names. I'm not going to be giving any addresses out. But I just want this opportunity to provide you with some tips if you are have a listing coming up or planning to do your own staging or photo prep before the listing goes live. Okay, so this reaction video is, maybe we'll have some fun with it, but the whole point is that I'm going to provide you with some professional advice for your own listing if you have one that's coming up. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to start sharing some photos and we'll get going. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. All right. Okay, so now we are in the winter season and we are in the midst of the holiday season. It's the early part of December at this point. And I just wanted to show you this specific listing. So you can see the photo that I'm sharing with you here. It's a beautiful house. And they are listing it during the close to the holiday season, and there's a ton of holiday decor out in the front yard and the front lawn. Now I get it, right? So you want to make your home feel festive for yourself. However, making sure that you understand the ramification of having a lot of holiday decor is that it could date the house if the listing goes past the holiday season, okay? So, the market that we are in right now is not great. It's taking longer than 30 days to sell, and we're already in the first week of December. And the likelihood that this house is gonna sit on the market for more than 30 days is high. And so having all of this decor in a professional photo is going to date this listing after January 1st. So if you want to have festivities and decor for the holiday season for you and your family, do so, but then have a second set of photos as well without the holiday decor. That way you're ready. And after January 1st, you can just switch the photos over and there are no decor and no one will be the wiser that the listing is taking a longer time on the market and it's looking a little bit stale, okay? So that's my number one tip. Either don't put any decor or minimal tasty decor and do that, or have at least a second set of photos without the decor to switch over quickly, all right? So the next photo here. So again, I love the neutral furniture. And as you can see here, the neutral furniture kind of blends into the space with the wall color. Now, generally, I would recommend having, the blending in of the furniture if it's a small space, then it doesn't feel crowded. But now this is a fairly large home and a fairly large room, and having all of this neutral furniture, while it's modern and it looks really nice, what is happening is that it's blending into the room and it doesn't add any wow factor. And what's really missing here for me is artwork. So the purpose of artwork is to help guide your focal point into a space. And it also helps to make the room feel higher, the ceiling feel higher and taller because it draws the eyes up. Right now, all the furniture is fairly low, and what happens is that you can't help it, right? It's just natural for us to go in and be drawn into something that's in the room, in this case, which is the furniture, and it's all low. So your eyes goes down versus up. So in this instance, I recommend that you have some nice large pieces of artwork that would accentuate the height of the ceiling. I imagine that the height of this room is around 9 feet, but you can't feel that right now, even in the photo, let alone seeing it in person, because everything is kind of low. On top of this, because all the furniture is white and creamy and neutral, then there's this holiday decor with the red runner. So it actually makes your eyes or draws your eyes even lower to this very red runner. And it's because it is the only colorful thing that's in this room, you can't help be drawn to that image alone. So this is where you need to balance things. So if you like a red runner, such as the one that's on the coffee table here, then you need to have some red, some tone, not super bright red, but some tone of red in the artwork to balance out the room and the space and draw the eyes up, as opposed to the runner being the only focal point of the room. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now this is a mistake that most homeowners will make, okay? The one thing that I want to advise you is that furniture do not need to be hugging a wall. There's no design specific rules about that. Furniture can float in a room. So the way that they've set this furniture layout right now doesn't make a lot of sense. First of all the furniture is hugging a wall because they feel that it needs to. And this is a large space. So conversationally, it doesn't work. What you want to do in a living room and a family room is to create conversational spaces whereby you can sit and have conversations with different people and looking at each other. Right now, the furniture is set up to A, look at the window, B, to look at the TV, right? And again, everything is nice and low and nothing is drawing your eyes up except for the light fixture and maybe the Christmas tree. But the other thing is the coffee table is centered to the room, whereas every piece of furniture is sitting so far back from the room and hugging the wall that it doesn't actually make any sense. For you to put something on the coffee table, you actually have to get up from the couch or the chair in order to put something on the coffee table. So placing furniture like this does not actually make the room feel larger. It actually makes the room feel confused, if that makes any sense. So what I would do is I would reposition the furniture so that it's floating away from the wall, it's closer to the coffee table, and create that cozy conversational space that makes more sense for entertaining. And not only that, it'll help potential buyers see the potential of this space so that it doesn't cause them to be confused when they walk in the space and, is this the best way to place furniture? So the idea behind staging for when you're selling is that you want to remove all of those confused thoughts and negative thoughts or wondering if this is the right place or the right space for them. So you want to remove all of those negative thoughts and help them to see, yes, this is the space for me. Okay, so that's that one. And I think this is this is not the final photo. There's one more after this. So this is the primary bedroom. And again, this one's even worse because of all the dark furniture, right? So as you can see here, this photo looks like a bowling alley because there's dark furniture on either side of the room. So it gives the photo the feeling of a bowling alley. And then the bed is dark, the nightstand is dark. There's no height being brought to the room and to the space to elevate the ceiling height. Okay, so here it is so important for you to put a nice large piece of artwork over the bed. I also recommend adding 2 tall lamps, nothing lower than 20 or 22 inches at minimum for a room of this size, in order to help draw the eyes up. And at the very minimum, I would remove the tall boy. Okay, the dresser is fine. I would put a piece of artwork or at least a nice large mirror over the dresser, but the tall boy should be removed so that it doesn't create this bowling alley kind of look in the room. And definitely, if you have the ability to do so, add a really lovely light fixture to, like a chandelier over the bed, okay? Because again, this is the primary bedroom. Primary bedrooms sells when it's done well, because you are trying to attract the homeowner, the people who are trying to find a sanctuary, a space to escape to at the end of a busy day, and sometimes from their children too, right? So you want to create that space that is going to be that wow factor for the people who are actually going to be owning this home. So few things in here. Make sure that you add artwork over the bed, a nice large piece, no small pieces, okay? A nice large artwork or mirror over the dresser, 2 lamps that are nice and tall, no shorter than 20 inches, and if you can, add a nice light chandelier. Chandeliers are so inexpensive these days. It's a matter of having somebody put it in. That the electrician might cost a little bit more. But if you're handy and you know how to do it, then it'll be easy peasy. You can add a chandelier for less than $200. Okay? Now, lastly, I want to talk about this room. Now, this is the only room that has a little bit of artwork. But people tend to put beds right up against the wall. Not only is it difficult to change the sheets when it comes time to change the sheets, but it actually makes the room feel smaller. And nobody likes to change the sheets when the bed is up against the wall. It's difficult. I hate it. So here, normally when I go in to do a consultation for staging, I would reposition this bed, and this is where I would reposition this bed. I would center it to the wall that is on the right side. So where the artwork is, I would center that bed with the headboard along that wall, with the nightstand on one side and the dresser on the other side. So either side, it doesn't really matter. One side would have the nightstand with a nice tall lamp, not the short little one that's in this photo right now, and the dresser, the tall boy, on the other side of the bed. And then the desk can probably sit under that small window in the corner there. And there will still be plenty of room in this room for that. Now, the artwork, if I reposition the bed to the right side of the wall, the artwork should sit above the bed. These 2 pieces are nice and large, so that's nice. And it blends in nicely with the color of the furniture and the wall and the curtains. So that kudos to that one. That one works well. But I would hang it so that it's level. Okay, the 2 art pieces of artwork are level, and it's over the bed and about 4 to 5 inches apart only. Right now, first of all, the artwork is not leveled, and it's hung too far apart from one another right now. So it should, when you're hanging multiple pieces of artwork, whether it's 2 or 3, consider that it should only be about 4 to 5 inches apart only, okay? And so I think that was everything that I wanted to share about this space over here. And, oh, one last thing. In terms of styling the bed, the more cushions you have, the more elevated the look is going to be, okay? And when you're buying cushion, don't cheapen out. Don't buy the synthetic fillers, buy the ones with the down filled, because then that you can plump them up nicely, because when you lie down on it, it'll get flattened. But because if it's down, it'll plump up nicely and you can chop it, which is such a designer trick to give it that elevated look. Okay, so that is it for this reaction video. I hope that you found that to be helpful. Now, my ask is, if you have a listing that's coming up, or if you're planning to stage your own home or property, and you want some guidance, just let me know, and if you don't mind being on video, I would love to do a session with you and give you some live recommendations and guidance right on the show here. So just message me. My contact is in the show notes below, and I'd love the opportunity to help you with your, maybe it's even a current listing right now that's not doing so well and you want some guidance. Feel free to reach out to me, and let's get you some help. Okay? Thanks. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the House Therapy Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, be sure to follow the show and share it with someone who would love it too. For more tips, resources, or to work with me directly, visit isodesign.ca. Until next time, remember, with a little effort, every home can be beautiful and every space can be functional. And remember, you deserve it.